Don't you
Yes.
dare look in the...
That doesn't really classify.
Oh, that is bold, okay? That is bold. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad. So today we're doing another reaction video. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. It's just been really difficult finding times to record. But today we're going to be reacting to Europeans' first impressions of Texas. This is going to be interesting, mainly just because I don't have any experience with Texas. I've never actually been to Texas. It'll hopefully be fun when I do. I really want to go to Buc-ee's. I want to go and try the top 10 best barbecue restaurants in Texas. But yeah, so I'm just excited. I just want to see what's up, what's going on, and see what they think about this place. So anyways, without further ado, let's just get into it.
Here we go. Texas. Maybe, just maybe, the most misunderstood, fascinating, stereotyped state in the US. As I cross the entire state, south to north, I meet fascinating people who give me all kinds of advice.
I say, you've gotten this far, don't leave here without a gun.
And experience all American stereotypes, cliches, and adventure. We're on the Route 66! So what?
I like that guy. He's like, I say if you made it this far, don't leave here without a gun. It's like, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't have one either, but I'm considering it. Shoot, what was that one? I'm thinking like the Smith & Wesson 2.0, whatever. One of those ones, because they look dope, and they sound dope, and I remember seeing a video of someone freezing a bunch of different pistols, and that's the only one that fired when completely frozen. So, I don't know, sounds pretty cool.
Exactly does a European think of Texas?
Wild horses,
Well,
I've
to be
seen a couple of
honest,
those.
my very first impressions of the United States on this trip were pretty miserable. But things started looking up after I had been released from the United States Border and Customs Agency. And after that, I just drove straight.
Did she try to bring kombucha over or something? Like, what in the world? What gets you in trouble with customs coming into the US? I mean, unless your visa is having issues or something like that, I can't see too many issues with trying to come in.
Straight up north through Texas, and I stopped at this campsite. Actually, it's called an RV park, I guess, in the United States. Subtle difference. I don't know. I'm a beginner to all of this. And over
I guess that's fair. Are RVs common in Europe? I don't know if they would be or not. I feel like your roads are too small for RVs. At least from what I've seen from videos, you guys have really small roads.
here, I met some really nice Texans. Meet the Russells and their friends, an all Texan family.
Welcome to Texas, Ava.
Yep, we may have very different views on many things, but on a purely human level, I'm amazed. They still gave me a wonderful welcome to Texas. They fed me, tried to make me feel safe, even showed me around their amazing RV. Right, so the guys just invited me to come inside their beautiful, giant RV and take a look around. Honestly, this is completely new to me. I had never...
I don't think I would trust anyone like that. I have trust issues. I don't think if some random people invited me into their RV, I would go in. She is very brave for this. I will say that right now. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like maybe 95 times out of 100 it'll be fine. But, you just gotta watch out for, you've just got those crazies on occasion, man.
I've been inside an RV like this before in my entire life. I've seen them driving around the US, I've seen pictures of them, but the inside is a whole other world. It's pretty incredible and super, super luxurious. I mean, compared to that little home on wheels that I live in. All right, let's go inside. Oh wow, you got a customized mat.
This is the living room. I mean the kitchen. Wow. And
That's actually a really cool RV.
And you've got two sofas in there.
That makes into a bed, so you can sleep two more people.
It looks like an actual house, so it's an RV.
Yeah, that is something I will say. A lot of RVs feel like they're built to be potentially lived in if you need to. Like, they very much feel like American homes just on wheels.
But I mean, the fridge is like a full size.
I've never seen a full-size fridge in any. I guess I haven't really been in too many different types of campers or RVs, but like they've always just been like the really weird latching small ones or the fridge freezer combo. I've never seen a full-size fridge like that in an RV or a camper.
Fridge. The kitchen is for me what would be like a full size kitchen
And a fireplace.
and a
Yeah,
fireplace.
that's pretty good.
Okay, so Pam gave me the go ahead to go and check out the bedroom and the bathroom, which are
I feel like that. Why are there chandeliers? Why are there chandeliers? That feels like such a dumb idea. That feels like utterly stupid to have in something that moves. You hit one wrong bump and they're gonna smack into each other and one of them's gonna break.
pretty amazing. So right here is the shower. These guys have a shower in their RV. And then here is the bedroom.
Okay. I like their taste.
Wow, that is pure luxury. So how long have you guys been living like this?
We're not living in here. This is just
48
camping.
years. they've
No,
been
we
living
have our own house.
So what's this called?
Bamboo shoot.
A bamboo shoot.
Get up here, all of you. Come on.
Let's go.
I've never seen that before. It looks like it'd be fun, but I don't drink, so I don't know. Maybe they would have to put some Diet Coke in one of these for me if I were to do it.
Ah, good stuff. Ice cream. Take pictures of the bucket.
Homemade ice cream.
I mean, when in
Coke floats. If you have not had a cup of Coca-Cola with a scoop of ice cream in it, a Coke float, absolutely incredible. I know, like, all of the old movies talk about, oh, root beer floats, it's the American thing. Coke floats are better than root beer floats. Root beer floats are good, but Coke floats are better. Try a Coke float. It's incredible.
That's pretty good. It's like ice cream but sparkling. So I've asked these guys what they think about my trip, whether I should do it, whether they think it's safe, or maybe whether I'm a little bit crazy for doing it. So,
I think you're a whole lot crazy for doing it.
really?
You're the same type of person that tried to fly that plane from one continent to the other and she crashed and burned.
Oh.
And they never found her.
Does not sound promising.
Comparing her to Amelia Earhart is crazy. I don't think the US is that dangerous to cross, especially in like a car. I mean, you know, maybe, but it's not like she's like trying to ride a bicycle across the whole thing.
I'd be very apprehensive for my children to be doing it.
Right.
So we have to worry about you now.
gotten this far, don't leave here without a gun. Period.
I like this guy. He's not in the wrong idea.
This guy, I admire you for doing it, and I think
However, yes, it would be smart to have something to protect yourself. If not from crazy people, from wildlife, because wildlife can be very problematic at times. Like, if you're ever camping up in the mountains, it's never happened to me, but I've heard stories of people getting dragged out of their tents by bears. There's always the chance for a mountain lion attack. You know, if a moose is trying to come at you and stomp you to death, if you fire off a pop shot, it might spook them off. There's many uses for a gun other than just, shooting.
that you're going to have the adventure of your life going to the United States and seeing what you're going to see. That I'm going to follow you.
Yes.
And look at your blogs and see how you're doing.
I think I got an important lesson from hanging out with these people. In a world organized around systems, we really need to find ways to reconnect to our humanity. In a world where our differences become our identities, we need to focus on finding common ground.
Good drone shots.
And that could be as simple as sharing a meal.
So I've been at this campsite for 2 nights, hanging out with my neighbors who have been so kind and so welcoming, and just trying to kind of recalibrate after my rough experience at the border a few days ago. But this morning, I have to leave because I have to keep going up north to northern Texas.
She was driving across the okay, yeah, I can see issues with that now. Okay, because no one flies into the U.S. to Laredo. No one flies into the U.S. to anywhere here. Okay, if she's driving across the border, and if she didn't have like a visa for entry, I can understand how she had issues crossing.
So there's a lot to see along the way. So it's going to be a really intense day. By the way, Texas is
Why am I not
huge.
full screen anymore?
Huge.
The distances that you cross in Texas are unlike anything I've seen. Once you leave the interstates and hop on the country roads, you find yourself on a true adventure where the horizon stretches out into eternity.
Nobody. Nobody. The last 2 hours. Not a single car.
Once in a while, you might see another car passing, or a lonely house miles away from its neighbor. In a place as vast as this, you start to feel like loneliness is something you can touch. And
That's
you
cool.
start to understand how people can grow really, very tough living out here.
I don't think she realized, and I don't know if this is like different in other countries, but at least in the U.S., I studied, like I didn't study, but I did have a job as a drone pilot at one point. Believe it or not, piloting a drone, I can't remember if it's from a moving vehicle or while you're driving a moving vehicle. I think it's from a moving vehicle, but flying a drone from a moving vehicle is illegal in the United States unless you get like a specific permit to do so. Like you have to get an FAA exclusion for that. Sorry to nerd out on you like that, but that's just like some insight from a person who has flown drones professionally before. Look at these old gas pumps. Oh, that's so cool.
I'm from Poland.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm traveling to Alaska.
Wait, is this an actual functioning gas station? I haven't seen one with old pumps like this before. They've just got those new fancy modern ones now.
Yeah. 26th of April.
Was that Taurus?
Yeah. Look, most gas stations in the US are not like this. They're all super modern, just as you'd expect. But what's the fun in showing you something that you already know?
Oh, wow.
Check out this store. Oh my god, Gavin, you've got so many amazing things in here.
Yes, I do.
Jalapeno honey mustard. Ooh, cherry cobbler.
This is cool. I like stores like that. This is definitely a small town. This has similar vibes to where I grew up. Just like older buildings that are kind of dilapidated but still being held together, still being used functionally, things like that. That's nostalgia. Liquor stores, yep. Huge respect, okay? You have a Palmia sticker in the United States, like that, like for a lot of people, that is huge respect. Like that is just like, that is quintessential America right there.
Everybody's really, really nice so far. I mean, very welcoming and just genuinely curious as to what the heck I'm doing here. Which is a fair enough question. This is a drive-through shop. A drive-through shop. I mean, I'm familiar with like drive-through restaurants.
Drive-through
and even
shop?
drive-through Starbucks, but this is a shop. How do you know what you want to buy without looking around? Can you just buy anything?
Never heard of a
and ask for,
drive-through
like,
shop.
a mango and How does this work? Actually, I'm not sure if Odyssey will even fit here. Clearance is pretty low. Can I get like a large bottle of water?
Can you get what, I'm sorry?
Like a large bottle of water?
A large bottle of water, anything else for you?
Do you have...
Okay, believe it or not, it was not because they didn't understand her accent. Her accent is very neutral, which is great if you're traveling the US. A neutral accent is fantastic. Okay? I think what it was, having worked in a restaurant, if your vehicle is loud when you're at the drive-through thing, they cannot hear you over the vehicle. The vehicle will 100% be louder than anything that she says.
Sparkling or only still?
You what?
Do you have sparkling water or just still water?
You'll have to pull forward because I can barely hear you.
Okay, I'll just have still water. Just the water. Nothing else, thank you. I don't know if it's my accent.
No, it's your car. It's your thing. I don't even know what type of vehicle that is.
Reasonable demands. I just wanted sparkling water. Okay, now let's see. Yes! Just about.
Wait, is her... Wait. No, it is on the left side. Okay, I was like,
I'd
is
like
that
a
on the wrong
Slurpee.
side?
Slushy. The smallest size you have, I'll have a pina colada. Thank you. It's literally like a fast food joint that you drive through, but a shop. Why am I so excited?
Never heard of
I
this.
don't know. Thank you. You know, I didn't actually need that water, but I just wanted to get it for the experience. I know to most of you, this might be like totally like everyday boring stuff, but
I've never seen a drive-through shop
before. And also, this is going to be my first time ever drinking a Slurpee or slushy. I don't know what they're called, but you know, super American thing.
I'm gonna say this right now, okay? If you have not been to America and you have not had a slushy or a Slurpee, in my personal opinion, you are not missing out on much. Okay, like slushies and Slurpees, they're okay, right? But like, they're also kind of meh. Like that, like the flavor all seeps down into the bottom, and so you end up like using the straw and drinking all of like the flavored water, and then like it's just like ice for the next like hour, and you can't really drink it or eat it if you have sensitive teeth.
The Simpsons
It's not
taught
great.
me anything. It's that you get brain freeze from these. Where's my Slurpee? Come on.
That is it. That is the issue. The where is my Slurpee? Yep.
No brain freeze. Well, let's move on to my initial impressions of the US. I mean, I don't know if the entire country's like this, but in Texas, it's amazing how many things you can sort out without ever leaving your car. I mean, there's drive-through pharmacies here, there's drive-up
Yep.
ATMs here. In fact,
Yep.
I'm just about to use that one. It's amazing. I mean, back home we have like drive-through fast food joints, but that's
Yep.
about it. Literally never have to leave your car in this state. Drive-up ATM, here we go. Let's get some money out, shall we? Slurpee is really good. So you know the saying, everything is bigger in Texas? Well, it definitely rings true because back home, Odyssey is one of the biggest cars on the road. One of the biggest cars that you'll see anywhere. In fact, you would just not choose to drive this car into the city because you wouldn't be able to find a parking spot. But in the United States, there's all the parking in the world, everywhere. And Odyssey...
That depends on where you go. I've been to many places where parking feels like a nightmare to find. Especially since like there's like specific parking lots for specific places, and if you park somewhere you have a chance of getting towed if you're not actually at the business that the parking lot belongs to. It can be a mess in like really big cities, finding decent parking. Maybe Texas doesn't have this much of an issue. But I know, like, Portland, I've had issues with finding parking at times in Portland. Boise is not really much of an issue. Salt Lake City, you can have issues finding parking.
Sea is by no means the biggest car on the roads anymore. It's kind of average because everybody owns one of these here. Everybody owns a pickup truck, except they're not really hauling anything in the back.
Don't you dare look in the...
That doesn't really classify.
Oh, that is bold, okay? That is bold, okay? Tip for people coming to America: do not look in the beds of people's pickups, okay? People will automatically assume you are looking to steal something. Okay? Do not do what she just did. You will get people who are upset at you if they see you doing that. Okay? Whether it's a Karen or just a dude who's like, "Yo, why are you looking at my fishing poles?" Right? Do not look in the bed of someone's pickup.
Hauling to me. Let's check some others. Are they hauling anything?
No.
Nope, not hauling anything. Alright, he's hauling some stuff. One last one over there. Definitely not hauling.
Why?
Does everybody own pickups in Texas?
Bad.
Is it like this in the rest of the US?
Don't do this. This is bad. This is taboo. No. Do not look in the back of other people's trucks.
Okay, I know those were all total stereotypes, and I hope that you can forgive me for indulging in them. Just one more thing. I have never been to a Walmart in the USA, so it's time for a little explore. It may seem like basic groceries, but I really do believe that you can learn a lot about a country and its people from their buying and eating habits. This is one of the funniest products I've ever seen in my entire life. Liquid eggs? Really?
I don't know. I don't understand why people buy those. I don't. It's weird. Like, just buy the eggs down below them. They're cheaper. The cartons of eggs are cheaper.
Liquid egg whites? Why not just use them?
The liquid egg whites kind of does make sense if you just need, like, a lot of egg whites and you don't have anything to do with the yolks.
Normal eggs. Are you kidding? Oh my god. An entire shelf just dedicated to cookie dough. You have no idea how lucky you are to have cookie dough in this country. It is like one of the best things in the entire world. Just a casual 5-pound pack of cheese. I mean, it would seem like just be normal baked beans, but it's the size of my head.
Yep.
20 kilograms or something. Oh my god. You know, everything is just so huge. And so many plant-based meat-style options. It's incredible. Here's a funny story. So I grew up in the 90s in post-communist Poland. So, you know, we had cereals. We didn't really eat cereals that much, but we had like cornflakes and some local stuff, and we had like Cheerios and things like that. But when I was growing up, one thing that I had that you could get in America was this amazing, super sweet, magical cereal called Fruit Loops. This, for me, was like the ultimate American dream, was to one day have Fruit Loops. I really feel like an obligation to my younger self to try these. So I'm gonna get some Fruit Loops, and then later on today, you're gonna see me eat them because I'm really curious to see how they taste and whether the expectation that I had built up as...
I didn't know she was from Poland. That's kind of cool. That's cool that she's from Poland. I've always kind of wanted to meet Polish people. Well, I mean, I want to meet people from every country just because I feel like everyone's different experiences would be so cool to hear, and to like it'd just be fun to sit at like a campfire and talk to them about like their like life experiences in different countries and things like that. I just feel like that'd be so cool.
actually matches to the reality. If there's one thing that I think of when I think road tripping the United States, it's motels. Motels, diners, the Route 66,
Okay, yeah.
truckers, all that kind of stuff. And I love it. You know, it's all the kind of...
Be careful with the motels you pick. The rest of that stuff is okay. Diners are awesome. But be careful with what motels you pick.
stuff that you see in movies, that you read about in books. So tonight I'm staying in a motel, which just so happens...
Sorry, one second. I'm gonna get like a little Piece of jerky. Oh. Alright, let's continue the video.
Route 66, which I'm so excited about. This is really part of the reason why I'm here. Like, I want to live that stereotypical American road trip experience. I am here for it.
I want to do a Route 66 road trip at some point. I do plan on vlogging it. I want to start vlogging on this channel. I feel like just having this be a reacts channel kind of stifles my creativity a little bit. Like I feel like I'm not able to be like as creative as I want to be. Just doing reaction videos and stuff. You know, so I want to be able to start doing like vlog content, show you some cool things around these places. Yeah, I mean, it'd just be fun. As a matter of fact, there's a raspberry festival that's going on in a town near me. Should I go vlog that? Today's the last day of it, though. I might not have enough time. Maybe I can go to the county fair and vlog that when that's going on. I don't know. But let me know if you think I should start doing vlogs and kind of showing off like the micro cultures within the United States and like some really cool places to like go and see, and as well as like some of my first experiences in different places in the United States. Because while I know a lot about the Northwest, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Idaho, Oregon, a little bit of Washington, a little bit of Northern California, that's essentially my sphere of where I've been. I've also been to Virginia and Hawaii and Florida. But like my area of expertise as far as it comes to travel is the Northwest. I need to come back over here. Okay. Such a cool car. I want to know what car she drives. It's such a cool car.
It's so windy out here, but it doesn't matter because I want to show you something. It's official! We're on the Route 66! Only for a few miles, but still we're on the Route 66!
She has to turn left onto it, but yeah.
This is so amazing! I know you don't understand, you're just a car, but it's amazing. Well, I'm just gonna follow it for a while. Oh, you think you're special? Oh, you think you're something else? Okay, anyway, thanks Shania Twain for providing endless musical inspiration. Back to the Route 66. It is the symbol of the all-American road trip, but the reality is, it's really not the most scenic road in the U.S.
Oh, when was she in town
all-American
here?
road trip, but the reality is,
I wonder why the flags were at half-mast. I wonder when she was here. Because if you don't know this, flags half-mast normally means something bad happened in the U.S. or it's like a day of remembrance of some kind. So I wonder when she was visiting. Maybe this was Memorial Day because like I remember hearing something about April 31st or something early in the video.
it's really not the most scenic road in the US. It's just that sometimes, you know, legend can be much more powerful than reality itself. This is it, my motel. This is super cool. So it turns out that my motel is at the exact midpoint between Chicago and LA, which is the midpoint of the Route 66.
Cool. Yes, I love these old pickups like this. They're so cool.
Oh, cool. So, what kind of people do you get passing by here? Is it just tourists on the Route 66?
Everything. Probably every country in the world.
Yeah, this is 100% like your quintessential motel room. I would not flop on a bed like that without checking for bed bugs. Not gonna lie. Like it seems like it's a slightly better place. That's old chest there. It seems like it's a slightly better place as far as motels go, but I would still like double check to make sure there's not like bed bugs, anything like that, just in case.
Not bad. $60. There is one other thing that I have never ever experienced before, and that is eating at a roadside diner. Like one of those like really classic all-American diners. Yeah, that's a first for me, so let's go inside and see what we find. Hello! I need to put on my shoes. There's no fun.
Was she barefoot this entire time? Yeah, that is definitely something like you know the meme that that goes around that's like no shirt, no shoes, no service. That's very true. There are a lot of places that will not let you enter without shoes on. I think it's like a safety thing. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's like a safety thing so that you're like less likely to slip, like if they just mopped the floor or something like that, right? So they don't get sued.
This place is so cool. It's the kind of
Quintessential
diner I've always
cafe.
wanted to visit. So classic. Yes! Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna say something that's gonna make a lot of you laugh, but I mean it seriously. I think this diner and my whole experience in Texas, especially this, is like super, super exotic. Yes, exotic. If you watch my videos, you'll probably see.
I was gonna say, yeah, I can see that, right? There are definitely some things she's seen here that I haven't seen personally, and I live in the United States. Um, and there are some things that like you won't see in other places. Like you won't see like that old Chevy rusted truck, like just sitting like somewhere in the middle of nowhere. In other countries, I don't think like you would in the U.S. Right? The U.S. has this weird situation of like it wants to modernize, but at the same time, it wants to hold on to its original to like what it had in the past, to its heritage to some degree. So I can see how this would feel foreign to people, even like people within the same country. Like can probably feel like this is foreign. Like I felt like I went to Alaska to work and it was my first time going to Alaska and I felt like that was a foreign experience. And it's literally just like maybe 1,000 miles away. Which I know most people would hear that and go like, "Wow, that's a huge distance." And I'm like, "It's like a 2-day drive."
And you go to a lot of really incredible, remote, faraway places that some of you might be tempted to call exotic in a way. It's a bit of a problematic word, but we'll talk about that another time. Anyway, to me, all of this is new. This is different. This feels to me like being in a movie, honestly. So at the end of the day, I think like what you see as different or exotic really just depends on your perspective. There is no single definition of those words, you know? And for me, Texas, rural Texas, is as different, as remote, as interesting as God. Pick your choice of place that I've been to over the last couple of years. And it's all amazing. And this apple pie is so good.
So Route 66 was the main street of USA when the roads first started in America. So it used to be the only way that you could travel, and then it kind of died because of the interstate coming through.
Right.
So right now this restaurant is the midpoint of Route 66. It starts in Chicago and goes all the way to Sacramento, California.
Right. So, but you don't get like the original kind of traffic anymore, right? Like the truckers.
No.
So.
Not
yeah.
really. We get, honestly, I would say 90 of customers are from overseas.
I promised you all a Fruit Loop tasting, and a Fruit Loop tasting is what you shall receive.
Fruit Loop
This
tasting.
video is
Yay.
not sponsored by
Okay.
Fruit Loops. My
Obviously.
childhood dream coming true. You know what it says on the packaging? Natural fruit flavors. That doesn't seem likely. Okay, here we go. You know that feeling when, as an adult, you get to try something that your child self always wanted, and then either it's amazing or it's a total disappointment? Let's see which one this is. Fruit Loops. Let's do it. Okay, if I tried these as a kid, I would have loved them. But I feel like my taste in food has
Me with 90% of cereals.
evolved over the last 25 years. They taste exactly how they look. They taste of neon. They taste of neon.
Yeah, sounds about
I
right.
can finish that. Well, kids, the lesson here is allow yourself to grow and move past some of the dreams that you harbored as a child. Sometimes it's best to let them go. You know, it feels completely surreal to be here in this motel room in the middle of Route 66, in the middle of Texas. It's amazing. You know, before I set off on this Pan-American trip, there was a lot of people offline and on the internet who tried to dissuade me from taking this trip. People call me naive, they call me stupid, they call me reckless, irresponsible, they tell me that I'm putting myself in danger and at risk, that I'll be unsafe, that I have no idea what I'm doing.
I would say that more than likely she's already, like, I haven't seen any of her other videos or anything, but if she, like, drove through Texas, she's already passed the most dangerous part of her trip. I mean, not Texas. If she drove through Mexico, she's already passed the most dangerous part of her trip. I will say that. There are not many places in the United States that are as dangerous as Mexico. At least not currently.
I've had it all. I've had it all. But you know what? I think part of living freely is learning to drown out the voices of the people who try to convince you that their way of living is the only way to live life. Tuning into your heart and learning how to listen to your heart, even when the noise around you gets so overwhelming that you don't even know whose voice it is that you're listening to.
And that's why I'm here, to see it all for myself, to learn from real people and real experiences. And so far, just in Texas, I've learned so much. Yeah, some stereotypes hold true, as they can do everywhere. But the more I travel, the more I learn to look past the divides and the differences. The more I travel, the more grey I see, and the less black and white. And in a world dominated by clickbait, attention grabbing, and noise, I really feel that seeing nuance is our most underrated superpower.
That was a good lesson to end off with. I 100% agree. Learning to see the good, the nuance within many things, not necessarily just travel or anything like that, is probably one of the most important things you can ever learn to do. This is a great video. I love this video. This was awesome. I really want to go to Texas now. I can't afford it, but I really want to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy.
First round, knockout. Talk of the town on the block now. Cash in, cash out. Hands up, hand down.